I feel like this would just be another day in Fester's life.
Yeah.
It's not surprising at all. I mean, when Gomez was asleep when they were kids, he opened up his skull and removed his brain.
You know, brother stuff, sibling stuff. Wednesday and Pugsley do that kind of thing.
It's true. It's true. They prank on each other all the time. They remove each other's vital organs constantly. I mean, yeah. Who among us hasn't? Only the only children. Only children do not understand, right? They have woken up with all of their organs every day of their lives.
I don't know. They might have some only child thing going on, like they talk to themselves, or there's two of them, like they look in the mirror, it's like the evil version of them.
Or maybe they steal their own organs just for
yes, they experiment on themselves.
Happy Thingoween. We're gonna have to workshop that a bit, but yes, happy Halloween as it pertains to Thingus. We're gonna have a
thank you. Thank you. I love all of my haters, my anti-fans. I eat it up, all of your hate. You're living rent-free. I'm living rent-free. No, you didn't hear that. Starting over. Do I love my haters? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, where was I going with this?
No, I just like this guy.
Well, it's like you asked me to do this again, but I already did it like 3 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
Don't you realize that I've already moved on?
God, you guys don't understand the tragedy of the shit me and Joe burn off before the show starts.
You gotta burn one off.
You gotta burn a few off, really. Like, Joe comes over, you come over around 5:30. That's 3 hours of burning.
Yes.
You gotta burn 3 hours off before you start Thingus. That is the sacrifice you make.
You know, I wonder sometimes, like, should I save this for the show? Like, I'm not gonna remember the thing I'm thinking about right now in 3 hours.
No, it won't be funny.
Make Meredith laugh now. And I already forgot what it was I said to make you laugh. So I'll just think of it again, I guess.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. The part of the reason it's funny is that you can come up with something like that so easily. You don't need to store it in your special little notebook for later. Like some loser who thinks they're telling people how to get inspired. No, wait, I'm talking about Fred. I don't mean that, Fred. Writing everything down. Why don't you try just letting it fly out of your brain forever? Now, only Joe, really only Joe. It comes like a belch and it passes just as fast.
Just like this game, which we're going to be playing for like 5 minutes.
1 second, I know. As soon as you get, I'm going to say, all right, well, I'm going to place my bet on when you get to the dungeons.
I don't even have turbo.
Oh yeah. You're not gonna.
We played this with a turbo controller, like a really weird one.
Oh yeah, what did it look like?
It had like 8 directions.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
It was so uncomfortable to hold.
Nobody wanted to use that one.
No.
When we did Mario 2-player, nobody wanted to be Luigi.
No, game over. We watched the intro for 5 minutes.
Continue, like there's no difference between start again and continue.
Yeah, continue just makes you feel a little better about continuing to play.
You could also just like walk around them.
Right. Why do you need to fight them? They're just sitting there.
Also, it doesn't appear like this game even has a 8 directions. I guess we only use that controller for the turbo, which is like you have to hit the enemies 20 times or something to kill them.
If you press the diagonal in the 8-directional D-pad, it probably just like turbo presses left and up at the same time, right?
Wait, say that again? If I hold down...
Like there's no diagonal controls on NES.
No.
So it would just be pressing both of the buttons very fast together.
Well, you can hold down 2 directions, like down and left.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
But this game doesn't support it.
No. I don't support it.
This game doesn't this game doesn't feel supported.
No.
It's very unfinished.
No respect for this game.
No.
But listen to that goddamn song.
Right. Like, you know, you see the name Sunsoft, and there's just always a banger soundtrack.
Amazing soundtrack. His fucking heads.
Freaky.
Yeah. There's something about this game, though. Everyone agrees, right? There's something about this game.
There's something about it, but what the fuck does it have to do with the Addams Family?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's just like monsters. I don't believe that Fester would ever hurt another monster.
No, he would never have a gun. Not even a funny looking gun.
No. He likes to blow himself up.
Right. He likes to blow himself up. He likes to electrocute himself. He likes to get electrocuted flirtatiously.
By his wife. He wants his wife to drop a toaster in the bathtub while he's taking a bath.
No one else is allowed to do that.
No. That's very intimate.
Yes, it's
Fester.
intimate. And, well, I mean, I got this weapon.
That's better.
I imagine that Fester could live in a world that gets invaded by aliens, but he has to be the kookiest thing there.
Yeah, the aliens show up and they're like, what the fuck is this guy? And they run screaming like at the end of an Animaniacs cartoon.
Hitler at the end of an Animaniacs cartoon running screaming. Save me from the wonders.
I mean, that's kind of what Gremlins for the Kremlin is, right? Like at the end, he's like, Nazis are the crazy. He's gone at the end of that
cartoon. Well, when I made my cartoon, I figured we've done that to Hitler too many times already, and he keeps coming back. So we have to do something else that'll make it so he doesn't come back.
What will make him not come? Well, you have to make him good.
Yes.
He has to be good.
And remember, he's still Hitler. So the goodest he can be is drawing Animaniacs foot fetish art.
Yeah, no, we really need to just like lock him in that state forever.
Yes, because that you know, if we do have a soul that never dies, then this is the only way his soul will ever be at peace. It's like it's not explained if he's a zombie or just like a picture from like old newsprint come to life, but I mean, Hitler's
that's what
back.
He's back. I mean, that's what I always assume, that he's a picture from like when he comes back in my nightmares, he's a picture from an old newsprint picture.
Yeah, he's black and white.
He's black and white.
Oh my god, this is so tiring.
Yeah, right? You haven't even gotten to a dungeon
and
yet.
I got like 4 upgrades for my gun.
Yeah, I know. And the frogs still take forever to kill.
Also, when I die, I'll have to start at the beginning. I guess I keep my upgrades, but no!
But right, even if you say continue.
Yeah, continue is worth very little in this game.
I mean, it should start you there, but there should be like new open doors to like places you've already been. This is why quality of life is important.
Yeah, call up the like Nintendo hotline to complain.
It costs $9 a minute.
Do you know who I am? Do you realize that I own Infinity Land and I'm playing this game from my West Hampton mansion? Did you realize how much my time is worth?
Oh my god. Yeah, just like the dirt from Infinity Land still fresh on my fingers. The slime of baby frogs that I've just been catching in the backyard still fresh on my fingers. How's everyone doing? How's Halloween how's Halloween prep coming along? What are we doing? What are we doing for Halloween? Other than sitting at home and giggling to ourselves.
Cackling.
Okay, so Infinity Land, like, all right, so when me and Joe were kids, we used to go on weekends to this mobile home in Suffolk County near West Hampton Beach, and we would mostly just like hang out and play old video games there while our parents just like relaxed and tried to pretend we didn't exist. And we would walk through this like trailer community, and there was like an abandoned lot where the ground was sand, and there were kind of like dunes there, and it was just a dumping ground. But to us, it was Infinity Land because like there was nothing there. Like there were no people there. There were no signs telling us we weren't. There might have been signs telling us we weren't allowed to be there, but like as far as our eyes could see, this place was probably like 100 feet long. You know, it was probably like not much.
It's probably about the size of like a kickball field.
Yeah, but there was just nothing there, and nobody ever told us to leave. So we called it Infinity Land because you could just go there and like look out on this endless expanse of like sand with dumped tires in it, and do whatever you want there.
You gotta understand that, like, to us, a blank sheet of copy paper was like the entire universe at our fingertips. It was just like, that's infinity.
I know. I mean, yeah. It is like, it's like such a wonderful thing to think about now. And it's something that I feel like I have successfully instilled in my son, is that like, if you've just got like a blank piece of copy paper in front of you, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like he invents entire he invents computer software on a piece of paper. Like he'll draw up like a sophisticated UI screen, and then he'll bring it over to me and be like, select an option, and like I'll like press it with my finger and he'll like engage what it's supposed to do. And you know, for us, copy paper was comics paper, and that's like, we would just like draw like an entire story on a single piece of that stuff. And we would keep like, our parents were accountants, so we would keep them in like a folio. Like they gave us like a paper folio to put them in. And that was like, yeah, Infinity Land.
Yeah. Well, you know, I over time I realized that like the kind of paper doesn't matter, and then like would start using even cheaper, worse, shittier paper for my art, which is obviously great, and the paper quality doesn't matter.
No, you should literally draw on anything. I mean
I'm not one of those people who can draw on a napkin like some people can.
No, but like I would draw on like greasy placemats at a restaurant, and
oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
wet placemats.
Yeah, a wet placemat.
It's got like a ring of grease.
Yeah, like the waitress comes by and puts a cup on it, and you're like, no.
The waitress is like, do you want a refill of grease?
Oh man, oh my god. Like, okay, we had so much fun just like looking at menus in restaurant, like specifically diners when we were kids, right? Like we never went to chain restaurants because our parents hated them, because
they were always mad, weren't they?
They were always mad if we went to a chain restaurant, because
and my suffering.
Because it was always cut corners with chain restaurants, you know? What our parents wanted was the diner experience. And the diner experience on Long Island was specifically a gigantic Greek diner with a tank full of lobsters when you walked in, right? Yeah. And like a jar of mints on the checkout counter, and toothpicks and stuff. How about I think I was at a point with Parasite Eve. I was about to fight a boss. That might be fun. We'll watch a little of this. You went to Macaroni Grill as a kid? Oh, they like put paper on the, like they'd make it. Was it one of those places where the whole table was paper?
Oh man,
that's good stuff.
That's the good shit.
Yeah, that's quality. We never went to those places. We would get a placemat that had like a Greek pattern on the outside of it, right? It was like framed, and then on the front of it was detailed drawings of like 30 different cocktails.
Yeah.
And then the back was our canvas, was Infinity Land.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy this. I know we played this recently, but I feel like this is so perfect for Halloween. Oh, and your parents would draw too. That's awesome when your parents draw too. That's fun.
Oh man.
Our mother would draw with us, and she'd like she'd like make up whole characters, you know, and like do their voices right on the fly. And yeah, that I feel like that definitely like stuck in a deep part of my psyche where I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen, that she draws a funny face and makes a voice and then it's alive.
Yeah, that's such a critical part of the diner experience is having a placemat to draw, because there's nothing worse than just like waiting for your food with no stimulation.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, what are you gonna do? Play like the like maze game if they have that just keeps it so you can't draw when they put like fun on the back.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you went to like a chain restaurant, they had ways to entertain you. Like they might have a play area, or they might have like one of those wooden blocks where you could jump the sticks around. You know what I'm talking about? Like peg jumps. If you went to like Friendlies, you would get like, you could jump the pegs around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Cracker Barrel staple.
Yes. But yeah, at a diner, you were either going to watch Kino on the TV or you were going to draw. God, this intro is so cool. I could watch it forever.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but like this still gets me all excited. Like,
oh, what the plot of Parasite Eve is?
I mean, this intro gets me excited for this game because it's like remember when they were excited to make games?
Oh my God. Yeah, right. They're so obviously excited to make this game.
Well, it's also like the graphics have improved since then. They've gotten more robust. The explosions have gotten less stock looking, but that doesn't matter. It's withered, not bad. The art has not improved, just the technology.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this art is great. I don't know where to go. This might take
and
me
it looks even better on the old TV.
Oh yeah, I know. This is like a little, I don't actually remember where I'm supposed to go, so this is gonna take me a while. My favorite, like, I love, oh crap, where do I go here? Like, so much of this game is just like running around trying not to get hit. Like, you're just like, oh, I can't go anywhere here. I don't have any like walkable space.
That sounds like Undertale.
Oh, in Undertale, you're avoiding guys.
Yeah, like it's turn-based, but then when the enemy's attacking, you have to run away from their attacks.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do in this game.
Okay, yeah.
Except I have no walk path here at all.
Well, yeah, at this time they were like trying to evolve the turn-based genre because it's like people are going online to play these like real-time RPGs or whatever. So I guess this, you know, like Mario had timed hits and you know, Mother 3 had like a rhythm element. So like, you know, before JRPGs kind of just vanished, they were doing all sorts of experiments.
Right, they were just trying to like find ways to like, is this the way I'm supposed to go? I don't actually know. I feel like this isn't the right way. Well, let me go into the darkness and see. No, I have never played Undertale before. Oops. Oh. Go away. No, I definitely don't want that. Joe, could you get in there? Or do you have the ability to get up and mouse away from this shit?
Oh, man.
I did not expect something to pop up tonight.
What do I do?
Just use the trackpad and close that shit. Yeah.
Why does NordVPN look like Discord?
I would like to know an answer to that as well. That looked terrible. People should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Okay, so there's nothing to do here. All right, that was a waste of my time.
But yeah, Undertale, I feel like that's a good game to play right now. It's very spooky, very Halloween.
Mm-hmm. It's, so you can play it. I'm just gonna like ask you to explain Undertale to me. I just, you know, it's just one of those things that like there's a critical mass of people playing it, and I just didn't get there. early enough to miss that. And then once it was going, I was like, this is all like completely impenetrable for me. It felt like Homestuck, you know? Where I was like, I'll just wait for a few hundred years until everybody stops caring, and then I'll play. I'm sure it's fun, Undertale.
Well, yeah, you have to play it away from anybody's like expectations for you to like enjoy it properly. Like if you play it for 10 minutes and you're like then I wouldn't recommend playing more. You know, like there's like a first area of the game, and it's like I think the game kind of wants you to give up at the beginning. So if you get past that, then you're probably hooked, and if not, then I would not recommend continuing.
I see. It sounds crazy to you because I'm making adventure games, but Undertale's not an adventure game, right? It's an RPG.
Yeah. But I mean, there's plenty of talking to NPCs. It's written like an adventure game, kind of.
Okay. I see. Yeah, you know, I'll get to it and Earthbound and all the other classic games I haven't played someday. When I'm old. I think when my son moves out and I'm an empty nester, I'm going to play a lot of those games.
Well, I thought maybe since you and him played Final Fantasy together, maybe you'd play that with him someday.
That's true. I would probably have a lot of fun playing that with my son.
I think if it's not too scary for Oscar, you should show him Undertale, or maybe Deltarune might be more approachable. It's more of a traditional RPG.
Deltarune, you don't have to like play that first.
No.
You don't have to play Undertale first.
No, it's kind of a sequel, but not in the sense that you need to understand anything about it. They're not related in that way.
But what if I get invested in Deltarune and then I have to wait for the new one?
Well, I feel like it could come out at any second.
Yeah, I people are talking as if it's about to come out.
That's kind of not, I haven't seen that, but I've been thinking it like maybe just because like Deltarune music has been auto playing or something. It's like the algorithm knows before we do.
The algo knows. Yeah, no. Well, no, I've been noticing Toby Fox tweeting a lot lately, and that makes me think something's coming.
I feel like, yeah, it maybe last time I think it might have just come out without any forewarning. So it could just do that again.
I see. He kind of likes to fuck with people that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you play this game, you'll see there's a lot of fucking with the player. It's part of the fun, but would possibly scare a little boy.
Okay. I don't want to scare my little boy.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll play. I'll have fun.
But like, you know, the things that scared me when I was 6 were like awesome when I was 10.
Sure. So yeah, just a couple years off. Lately, I've just been playing like, oh, a little Sparkle. Hooray. Oh my god, I keep getting these stupid Cure Ds and then not knowing what to do with them. Can I just discard them? Yeah. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to wait until darkness goes away. That's what I do in real life. Tool. Thanks.
So speaking of games that you should play, but who has the time, you haven't played Portal.
No, I'd like to play Portal, and maybe I'll report on what I see when I play it, because I've been seeing people, like, you know, for a long time about Portal, I've seen people say, oh, how convenient, I can't go this way. I've been seeing people say for a while that they wish they could play Portal again. It's like one of those games that people say that about all the time. and I kind of want to throw it in their face and have fun.
Yeah, I mean that's always exciting when you get to show Oscar some game he's never heard of and becomes his new fixation.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I remember when Portal came out, the sense I got from like either you or Artie was that this game looks nauseating.
Yeah.
There's no way I could get into it.
That's my problem with, 3D games in general. But I did just play Return of the Obra Dinn. I finished it the other day. And that was awesome. I had a great time. Why do I keep picking up the Cure Ds? I had a great time all the way through playing that. And I would just like sit with it a little bit every night and run through this annoying 3D world, perfectly happy, not getting sick at all, and examining every last little thing about it. Is Portal like, are you fighting enemies? Do you have to like be quick on the draw? Or are you just traveling?
Not really. I think I know what you're asking. Like, it's not really a first-person shooter. It's a puzzle game with a gun.
Okay, that's me like.
You would probably like it. I feel like if you get nauseous playing it, then maybe I'll just play it and you'll watch.
Okay. All right. I'll commit to playing Portal. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean it's not a chore. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun on purpose.
Fun on purpose. No, I mean Obra Dinn is a big puzzle game. Like you're on this. Is there nothing up here? Well, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Obra Dinn is a game where you're like an investigator on behalf of like an insurance company, and this ship returns with everyone dead, like everyone dead and mutilated in it, and you have to walk through and discover all the bodies and figure out what happened to every single person on the ship. And there's like 60 people or something, and you got to figure out what happened to every last one of them.
Oh man, it sounds great. Really intricate.
Yeah, it's great. Like the more you play it, the more you realize what details you're supposed to be paying attention to. Which I just love. Oh, now I've got darkness. I guess I should use the Cure D instead of waiting. I never as an RPG player, I've never in my life actually waited for the darkness to go away. Or like used a cure against darkness. I've just always fucking powered through darkness no matter what.
Yeah, well, usually it's just some bitch enemy, like some little mook. And it's like, I don't need to use magic right now. Or no, you said darkness, so that's blind?
Yeah, blind.
So you miss.
Yeah.
You're just shooting at bats in the darkness.
Yeah. It's so annoying. I hate this. I don't know if I'll make it through this. It's legitimately very annoying. It's like the same path of sewers. I just fucking did this. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get very far with this. Yeah, no, Obra Dinn's great, and in a few days, the sequel to this looks promising. I can't help but think I already did all of this, and I'm actually going back.
If only there was a map.
Yeah, if only there was a map in this game. Oh yeah, here's the guy that I said goodbye to before.
All right, how about we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
I want to play Croc.
All right.
Yeah, so I never played this, but I know I've heard that this game was conceived as a Yoshi game by Argonaut, who I guess this is their logo.
It's 20th Century Fox, baby. What a cheap looking logo by one of the biggest media companies. This is cute.
Whoops, did I skip that?
No.
Okay.
No. I opened this before, so I already know that this is a very slow loading screen. This is a AAA game. Right?
This is Argonaut, who did the like they did the programming for Star Fox.
Oh, okay.
So like they didn't make the game. Nintendo designed the game and like made the game, made the characters and all that, but the 3D stuff was like invented by Argonaut. The 3D chip for the Super Nintendo was invented by Argonaut.
But this is not Super Nintendo.
They were going. There was going to be a Nintendo PlayStation originally, and one of the ideas they were just like kicking around was, hey, you know, we made this demo. It's like a Yoshi game idea, and Nintendo was like, thanks, but no thanks. So I guess they were just like, we'll finish it and make our own character.
Wow.
My original character, Boshi.
Andre Rizzo says, Croc is not good, by the way, but go ahead and play it.
I believe you. Although I did feel like while playing Banjo-Kazooie, I wanted to have a full picture of what platformers were like at the time. And this game is, I think, one of the blind spots that I had.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely in the same genre as Banjo-Kazooie, right?
Well, I feel like Banjo-Kazooie may have even copied them a little.
Yeah, right? Yeah, this looks kind of proto. Like his little backpack that just floats on his back.
So they even took his backpack. I mean, there's so much plagiarism in video games that I feel like it's not even that bad what they did.
No, it's fine, right? It's who cares?
Yeah. Well, because, you know, Mario could claim everyone's copying him.
That's true.
Everybody copy me. Isn't it not so nice? It's like Howard Stern, like he's eating his microphone. What the fuck? And I don't see a single coin.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any coins, Croc. Oh, I see. It's gems. Yeah, I think Spyro might owe a lot to this too.
Maybe, although I'm not sure which one came first. This was 95, I think, or maybe, no, it was 97. Which is a year before Banjo-Kazooie, which is a little suspicious.
Yeah. This definitely struggles to
play
this is
the way. Hard to play this. Like,
yeah.
He has tank controls. Oh. It's like playing Resident Evil.
Yeah, this is so early. Like there were so many more confident platformers after this.
Yeah, I mean, even Glover was a little less awkward than this.
This looks like a PC platformer.
Yeah, this is like the platformer game that you'd have in like a movie with like a fake platformer game. Damn it, go. Yeah, Spyro is a little bit easier to control than this.
Spyro looks very smooth compared to this. This looks like really janky.
Yeah. Well, we were warned.
Yes, we were warned. It's true. I wasn't expecting something much better.
I mean, I don't think Gex Enter the Gecko is any better than this.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the game being bad. It's not like we paid for this.
No, and I'm realizing why we never paid for this.
Yeah, this was probably discounted right away.
It's like, you know, maybe nowadays people are a little more lax on it because it's easier to steal games. But back in the day, it was like, you make a game that is poorly received, and that's like death for your company. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's still true, right?
Well, yeah, it is true for your game studio, but I was thinking more like entire consoles would fail.
Right. Well, this didn't kill PlayStation.
No, but it would have if this was all there was.
Right. If this was like the big title. That's funny that Nintendo was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, they clearly sensed the jank that was going on here.
Well, Argonaut, we know that they were able to do the miraculous thing of adding 3D graphics to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
But we don't know too well what kind of games they make. Like, you know, this does just kind of feel like an average game. It's not anything special.
No. Yeah, that's right, Dad Rock Enjoyer. We didn't pay. And you know what? I'm done pretending to have paid for any of these goddamn games. I've probably paid for way more of them than your average streamer who didn't pay. But every week, there's some new story about how video game publishers are just blocking the access to these games forevermore. And I don't care anymore. I just can't, right? This is a victimless crime. Who's mad about Croc?
Yeah, well, actually, they just released a remake of Croc.
Really?
So, actually.
Them? Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna play their goddamn remake.
No, the only reason I'm playing this is because it looks like this.
Yeah, I want old.
I want old sheep.
Me too. Old sheep
Just
is what I like.
Terrible Scooby-Doo animation that we hate and scream at.
Yeah.
Old sheep.
Old sheep. Yeah, old sheep is what we called shitty old cartoons like Scooby-Doo.
And of course, Scooby-Doo was good compared to some of the shit that came after it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the spin-offs of Scooby-Doo.
Oh my
or
God.
even worse.
You're right.
With Scrappy and like that little boy.
Right,
Just like
there was
some kid out of nowhere.
Flam.
Yeah,
Flim Flam. Those were, okay, all right. Am I remembering right that each of those episodes were like 90 minutes long?
Yeah, and they were always marathoning them.
Yes, and Vincent Price was in them, right?
Yeah,
right?
and so was like the Addams
the
family.
Addams family, right? Every episode had a celebrity guest. What were the celebrity guests?
I guess they were all
the
spooky
monkeys?
celebrities.
No,
like Elvira.
No, oh
The
right,
monkeys.
Elvira. No, but I think the monkeys were on it. Am I crazy?
You might be right. The monkeys might have been with Scooby-Doo once. Oh!
You saw some people on Twitter defending Scrappy too.
Oh my God, Twitter is just completely dead now.
Yeah, no, that place is like definitely just like zombies going through the motions, right? Like that's a shopping mall full of zombies.
Well, you know, I'm sort of accepting that there might not be any serious conversations going on Blue Sky, but there's at least no stupid hot takes turning into the discourse every other day.
No, you're absolutely right. Like all the same people are there and they're all like, a lot of them are still mad about the same thing, but they cannot whip up the critical mass of people into a fury about it.
There's no Katamari rolling in this fucking world. You're not gonna steamroll everyone else with your stupid opinions that are like, what do you call it? Democratic opinions.
Yeah, democratic, right. Well, I think a lot of people like it's kind of been helpful that Blue Sky has grown slowly, although I mean we'll see because it's growing fast now, right? But it had time to kind of decide what it was going to be, and the foundational user base and then many waves after that have seemingly all accepted the conceit that we're not doing that anymore. That's not here anymore. Like, we're not going to...
Just like our next president. We are not going back. Which could be a winning campaign slogan.
I think it might be. At least for Blue Sky. We are not going back.
No, not to Twitter. No matter what happens on Twitter, which is the same thing as America.
Right.
We're not going back.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's like, do you think like Twitter is where like, do you think all the conservatives are going to stay on Twitter and all the libs are going to be on Blue Sky now?
Well, I mean, I think those places could become echo chambers, as I guess is what you're implying.
Yeah, I think they kind of are right now, which doesn't seem like it'll last because I feel like those two sides need to war with each other in order to have
right.
Like,
you need to be able to own someone. You need to be able to fill up a mug of their tears, or else there's nothing. You haven't accomplished anything.
No. So with that in mind, how are we going to sustain this? Obviously, the conservatives are going to raid Blue Sky soon, right?
I mean, maybe it might not matter because they're just conservatives with opinions. They don't have the algorithm boosting their posts the way that they do over on Twitter.
Right. They've got the platform.
You need a critical mass of people coming over. And for that to happen, you'd have to have them fed up with the situation on Twitter, which would probably make them a different party. Right, and then you would also need to give them incentives where they could get paid to be doing that. You got to be able to shill. Yeah, and Twitter is still the best place to shill. It is, but maybe not for long. Although I will say, okay, so I have sort of been like blessed by the algorithm within Blue Sky because for no particular reason that anybody knows. I mean, I know why, but like no particular reason for all the people who've been following me. I've been boosted as like a who to follow. Okay. Right? Like, I guess I'm like a who to follow comics or who to follow games person. When you register for Blue Sky, my icon comes up. Yeah. And people just follow me, which means that I'm followed by a lot of people and people see me having a lot of followers. So they're doing that. But the engagement, I think, is still pretty low because these people are just like looking at the feed and being like, who is this? And like not actually knowing knowing what I'm trying to, sell to them. Yeah. Which is basically like, I barely ever tweet unless I'm trying to like get people to play my game. Or member my old comics. So I think quality of follower is not really much better than Twitter. Which means shilling is going to be hard there for a while. Shilling in general is going to be hard for a while. Have you voted? The number of texts that I get every day about this election. Anyway, it's gonna be hard to tell people about your work for a really long time. That's the sense that I'm getting. And, this music is just like Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I think Rare, may have done these guys dirty.
Just like Nintendo did them dirty.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think Thingus Heroes, the Croc developers and villains, Rare. Well,
except Rare is like DreamWorks here. They clearly made a better game.
No, we've already established that it's okay to rip people's games
off. It is. I think that's even more okay now than it was then. Mm-hmm. Then you could actually sue people over that.
Yeah. Brands have not gone to Blue Sky yet. No.
Not really. I feel like maybe soon, but
yeah,
maybe it's a good thing that we don't have them. I don't want to see brands tweeting.
Course not. No, I don't want to see brands tweeting.
There's no ads because, well, I guess there are ads, but I don't see them because I have a thing.
I mean, I don't know how effective is brand tweeting at this point. Like, how often does a brand go viral on Twitter anymore?
Whenever they're having a nervous breakdown. I can't do this anymore.
Right. Whoever's working the feed has a nervous breakdown. Yeah. I don't know. They might be winding down with that stuff. They might not feel like they need to like start on a new account. That's just more work.
Well, if you're already on Twitter and you get enough engagement from your tweets there, then and you're not a person that has feelings, then you will probably be fine on Twitter. That's what it is. It's full of bots.
Right.
So a brand and a bot are really just like cousins.
Right. So
you
you'll
can
just
replace
stay
the
there.
person who runs the brand.
Yeah.
Almost like a bot, could just brush off any person's feelings.
People got
It's just like commercials now. It's like it's nothing but commercials for cryptocurrency or some shit.
right. But yeah, because you're paying to boost that though.
Yeah.
If there was no paid model for boosting your ads, which Blue Sky does not have, then how are you going to get people to follow McDonald's? And the McDonald's only has like 1,000 followers. That's not enough.
Yeah, but like, does McDonald's say no to 1,000 pennies? Of course not.
Right. So they'll be on there, but maybe they won't have the presence that they do on Twitter because they're not able to pay anybody for it. But I mean, do we really think Blue Sky is going to sustain itself without ads forever?
Didn't that guy get like $40 billion for selling Twitter?
Yeah, but how much of it is he going to spend on Blue Sky?
Well, I don't know, but he could spend a lot if he wanted to.
Right, but regardless, that money is going to run out.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen some mention that Blue Sky is going to introduce features that are paid, but like additional.
I did hear about this, and it doesn't sound that bad.
No.
It sounds like a feature that I might even use, like having a bigger upload limit.
Yeah.
I like having that shit. I would upload longer videos.
Sure.
Just, pay $10 just for that.
Right. If you're
Discord, Discord has ads too, though, so I don't know.
Yeah. But if you're like a content creator and then you pay the platform to be able to do more things without necessarily like goosing the algorithm to favor you, but just being able to post more content, that seems fair. That seems pretty fair.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if your Twitter is mostly to be a billboard.
Continue game.
Oh.
Yeah, no thanks. But look, I gotta hand it to them. There's a lot of creative stuff in there that totally got ripped off by other. Want to play the title game?
Yeah, let's
the one we're all here for.
Let's do some Castlevania Symphony of the Night. More like asshole Pena.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that I'm on Blue Sky. I don't like that I feel like this is a good version of Twitter, because that means I'm just like looking at this shit again,
Well, yeah, I have been looking at it a lot. I've been tweeting a lot. Mostly
You've been tweeting
because
so much.
I've been tweeting so much because
God.
I want to sell my stupid plush toys so I don't have to live in poverty and misery anymore.
Wait, you want to sell your toys so you're linking to every funny picture you've ever seen in your entire life?
Yes, I have almost 150 followers in like 3 days.
And they're like, that's funny.
Yeah.
I like when he tweets well, all right. I mean, like, we're all out there blazing our new trail right now. You have just as good an idea as I do of how to possibly do that. I was thinking about this with this kind of music playing in my head about video games whose developers
Sorry, wrong button.
whose developers spend years. Oh my God.
What were you saying?
I'm just thinking about video games that developers spend years that they put their souls into. They refine mortgage, get a second mortgage on their house. They put absolutely everything into a game for a certain number of years. And then that game sits on Steam with like 12 reviews for like the next 10 years.
Yep.
And oh my god, this looks so fucking cool. Those fucking clouds. That's actually what most games are destined for. That is the majority of what happens.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man?
It's like Fox News on top. It looks like these are pundits.
How about you?
There's no words on it to play us out. What does that mean?
Wow, you start with a boss. You start with Dracula.
How dare you talk to me? Do you realize who I am?
Yeah, you're part of a vampire fighting family, right?
Yes. Oh, cool. You know, I was thinking that Bill O'Reilly in that clip, he kind of reminds me of Daria's dad, Jake Morgendorfer. Like, he's got the same haircut, for one thing. And he's also just like, damn it! Like, I feel like he thinks he's doing something right because he's only getting mad at the inanimate object, but he's still making everyone in the room listen to him rant and rave.
Yeah, they're all probably very unhappy.
Stupid thing! And like he kicks it and breaks his foot. Damn it!
Right, he says stupid thing, but he's really saying stupid you. Stupid you who's responsible for this. Fucking thing sucks. I'm sorry, I just want to say I love that a PlayStation game just proudly embraces 2D and makes full use of the console while doing it.
Yeah.
In a time where I feel like few developers had the courage.
Oh, I see. I wasn't supposed to beat him.
I would hope not. This is hard. This is the first battle. I would hope this wasn't... Oh, she's still there. I love that. Oh, that hurt him. He didn't like that. He'd rather not have that.
He'd rather not have that happen. But I bop him. Bop him again.
Give my head bop.
Don't you ever say that. You can hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, this is a PS1 game. Isn't it glorious? It's so beautiful. Oh, did you get him? No.
I don't think I don't know if I can even take damage anymore.
Cool.
Oh god.
Fuck yeah. Amazing. God damn.
Yeah, this is a tradition, starting a game off like this. Amazing. This is what Dark Souls games do.
Yeah. Yeah, so you think Souls descendants, Souls games descendants of Castlevania?
I guess they are very similar. Like they're in a really cool and inviting, but also very hellish and dismal place. Like the world in Dark Souls is so miserable, but it's beautifully designed. It's intentionally miserable. And like all the aesthetics in this game are kind of working towards that idea that this world is just so cursed.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
But there's something cool about that.
Yeah, no, you want to live in this world if, you know, in a way that you can escape it too.
Yeah, well, I think you kind of want to play it so you can escape from it. You want to be able to play Dark Souls and then go back to your life to see how not bad it is.
God, people used to give a shit. I mean, I guess the games you're talking about are still being made. I've never played a FromSoft game. I just like, I'll happily watch those games. They look amazing.
Yeah, same. I'm not very good at them. They demand a very high level of focus,
Yes.
which to me, like, you saw how bad I was playing just now. I like to fuck around and not get good ever. I just like to go through the game and be like, cool, like I'm a tourist.
Yeah, I don't want to get good, no. And I know that the games are hard, but not unfair. And that's great for somebody else to do for me.
Yeah.
I would like, you know, a let's play is like giving the controller to your brother forever.
Yeah, and a task, a tool assisted speedrun is like giving to the controller to your Giga brother.
And he's nice now.
Yes. He'll let you play very soon after he beats the game in 5
Fast,
seconds.
yeah, super fast.
So if you've ever heard anyone use the word Metroidvania, they were talking about this game.
Specifically this game.
This is the first Castlevania game that was like this. You know, like Metroid-like with, you know, a map.
Right.
Where's that map? It's here somewhere. Maybe I need to get it.
Have you not gotten it yet?
You have to get the map. That's a staple of Metroid games. You have to get the map.
Oh yeah, I see so many modern games that look just like this.
So I'm not even the guy I was. I'm the other guy.
Are you Simon now?
No, I think I'm Alucard.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm Dracula's son, which is Dracula backwards.
Ah, Alucard. I gotcha.
But yeah, this music is great.
Unbelievable how good this looks. Andre Rizzo says you opened the map.
I opened it?
Yeah, you already opened it. Where?
How? But where? Oh,
that's
there just
the map.
wasn't any already. So it looked like there wasn't anything there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have to make the map.
Yeah. How fun.
So I played, not this game, but I played like a Game Boy Advance game that was very similar. So I haven't played this much, but I'm pretty familiar with these games otherwise.
Yeah, I just see people saying like SOTN all the time, and that's
Yes.
like, it speaks for itself what that means.
Yeah. Although I kind of liked the Game Boy one. What was it called? It was like Aria of Sorrow. That one was good. I thought, yeah, for Game Boy Advance. I don't know. Something about it being handheld makes it better to me.
Adrian Tepes, aka Alucard.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
Death is a recurring boss in every Castlevania. No, he took my stuff.
No.
He took all my things. Look at me. I'm a wuss now.
You're just a guy. You're just punching now.
I can't even slide. But yeah, every Castlevania has a death.
What was that, honey?
Scary games.
Yeah, I don't think he would like this game. It's it looks cool, but I think he might be a little freaked out by the characters. Although he has a friend who thinks this game is awesome. Like I mentioned Castlevania, and he was like, "Oh, my friend loves that game." So I think maybe we'll give it a shot.
Well, yeah, like compared to games like Dark Souls, there's way less detail in this. You know, you saw what those scary things looked like at the beginning.
It's true. He might be okay with that. Oh, that looks so cool.
It's not quite as grotesque as like a Dark Souls monster.
What's that, honey? He really wants to see what we're doing. I'm not going to show it to him right before he goes to bed. That's for sure.
No.
No, he might be into it.
You never know what kind of horrors could pop up.
Yeah, exactly. I should try Chance of Sonar now that is that another Lucas Pope game? I was gonna try. I have a couple on my wish list. I don't know if I'll get to them though. I'm pretty busy until November. I don't know if I'm gonna start a new game until I go on vacation. I'm about to go on vacation, so I'm gonna be busy for a few days. But I would love to have something new to play as soon as I am done for the week. Cool. Oh my god. I just like, you know, to me it seems like PlayStation was the perfect time to be making 2D games. Finally, all of the restrictions on 2D were gone, right? And
it's still kind of a low resolution. You know, when you compare it to like any PC game, like even from that era, you could probably get a much higher amount of like pixels and like, you know, even in 2D, it would have had like more colors or whatever.
I suppose so, but that would make the game way more expensive.
Yeah.
If you like in terms of like 2D pixel art, there's absolutely nothing you can't do. But I guess then at this point, people were kind of sick of pixel art and looking for something a little more high def.
Well, I guess, yeah. Like you think about like, you could fit so many more images. So like look at his hair moving, for instance.
Yes.
There's so many frames of animation on like his cape, his you know, everything moves.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's like asymmetrical or something, that like his sprite from the left is different or something. Right. You know, they can do all that.
Yes. That door looked cool.
But like that's sad to think that gets boring immediately. Like, you know, we were playing like Marvel vs. Capcom and that looks awesome.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like pixel art didn't last much longer in mainstream games.
No. And now it's kind of just like, you know, this aesthetic choice without any memory saving. I mean, I think it also, you know, it's a good way to cut down on detail so that you can make a game cheaper and people accept the aesthetic of it because they're used to it. Oh, I love those red skeletons. So great.
Red skeleton.
That would definitely scare me if I was Oscar's age. Yeah, red skeleton.
They are just like the dry bones in Mario.
I feel like I might have seen this somewhere when I was a kid and I thought it was scary. The movement is a little too real.
Well, I played this once when at our brother's friend's house. Our brother's friend.
Our brother's friend would have a game like this for sure. Red Rust.
Am I getting new things? No.
Good? No. Worse. Bare hands. Better than weapons.
But, you know, as good as this game is, I never played through it because I figured I kind of got the idea from the other ones I played. And those games were kind of like versions of this, I guess. That said, there's a lot to appreciate about this game that is not the same in the others.
Yeah.
Like, that gigantic pillar we just passed was cool.
Yes. Oh my god, these backgrounds with these like intricate, like circuit boardy, like just like Art Deco ass looking shit.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's always just welcome to Dracula's cool house. It's too bad that Dracula doesn't do the Gruntilda thing and talk to you the entire time.
Yeah. That would be great if like that bored looking pose of Dracula we saw at the beginning. He was just like speaking from his throne to you all the whole time.
I've noticed that is a powerful and very popular trope in games, to have the villain talk to you the whole time.
Yes.
And, you know, Gruntilda does that. The Joker does that in Arkham Asylum.
It's like your evil dad.
Yeah, well, Portal is even more like that. Like your evil mom.
Evil. So anyway, the Graveyard of Games. I just wanted to talk about this idea that the destiny for the majority of video games that have and will ever be made.
I don't have a file? No. Oh, it's right here.
Is to be played by an extremely small number of people and quickly forgotten. All right, well, that's not fair. I should say that I actually, you know, I have an ulterior motive in mind when I set this up, which is that those 10 people who wrote a review will never fucking forget the game as long as they live.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a, you know, I wonder to how many of those developers that will be enough that 10 people played their video game and thought it was great. And it vibed, you know, it vibed with them. It became an experience for them. The effort to make a video game is so much greater than the time that people will spend playing it. But then again, those 10 people, like, one of those people might play it for like 500 hours.
Yeah.
Which would mean that you've perhaps never had so intimate a connection as you have with that one guy who plays your game the most.
Yeah, that guy whose life is your game.
Yeah.
There's always a guy to every game.
For every game, there is a guy.
This is my presidential campaign slogan: a chicken in every pot, and a guy for every game.
Right. If you make a game, I promise, as your president, that there will be a guy who's obsessed with your game, for whom the game is an extension of their fingertips. And it is a lens through which they wish to view all of life.
Yeah, there's a guy. Oh, well, you know, like you're talking about indie games made by one person, but like there's even like really famous games that few people care about, like Star Fox.
Totally.
That there's a guy for.
Star Fox? Well, yeah, that's true. Star Fox does have a guy, but Star Fox also has many appreciators.
It does, but the people who make it aren't like, man, I sure love those 10 people who love Star Fox. I might even just make another Star Fox.
Right. The game is forgotten by the people who made it. But I mean, I suppose that's always true. Even if, like, you know, for instance, you're obsessed with a game and you're like the only one who's ever played it and the developer made it like 20 years ago. If you get in touch with that developer, there's like almost no chance that they haven't completely moved on.
Yeah.
Right? Like when they needed you to be playing it, they weren't getting it. And they moved on. And now your love for the game is asymmetrical, which is, you know, the tragedy of a lot of failed relationships, is that the time wasn't right, you know?
Yeah.
You're in different places. He was playing some other game when you needed him to love yours. And now that he wants it, it's too late. You've moved on.
No!
Oh, gross. You died.
Yeah, when you die in Dark Souls, it really does say you died.
Mm-hmm.
And in Resident Evil, it does that.
All right, so Lopsy has risen from the sick bed to say, I'm the Mr. Nuts guy. Mr. Nuts remake sequel is still under production. You're waiting there. You're waiting there with bated breath for Mr. Nuts, huh? Who am I the guy for? What's my game? See, whenever I think of one, I also think, nah, there's other guys. Like,
Well, that's not, I don't think that's the point. I think you could be a guy for a game that other, like, there's always going to be another person who cares about it.
right. Well, I think, you know, I think you and I are Scorched Earth guys.
I was thinking Scorched Earth just now because we were looking at a beautiful sunset before, and I can't help myself. Look, it's Scorched Earth.
Yeah, no. Joe literally thinks Scorched Earth when he sees a real sunset.
Well, it's a specific kind of sunset that looks like a pixel gradient, and that's exactly how it looked.
Yes, where like the creator of Scorched Earth wanted to recreate that in a game where you're just blowing everything up.
And it's gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
when you make a sunset like that in art, it's because you were inspired by real life.
Yes. No, I mean, Scorched Earth is a beautiful thing. It was made by somebody who appreciates the beauty of the world and wanted to recreate it in his game.
And, you know, I don't think we're the only guys for that game, but the more time that passes, the more special it feels to be that guy.
Yes. Meanwhile, we're watching this game, like this cutscene, this lizard farts, but like it zooms in on his crotch, like like that he like farts down under the chair and it comes out the front.
He's a queef.
It's a nasty game.
Yeah, well, they were trying way too hard in this era to be different, to be edgy, to be something that wasn't something already existing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Crash Bandicoot was good, but they were like, how could we one-up ourselves with that?
Right. All right, let's see how it plays, though.
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. You're seeing the whole path before you play it.
Wow.
The media dimension.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
think
weird.
he just like watches movies all day.
I see. Right. And he's a parody of a movie.
Yeah, the controls are better in this.
Oh, cute. The way he jumps is cute. That's the way a lizard jumps.
So I had this game for the Game Boy Color, and I remember this song.
The same game?
No, it's completely different.
They just reused the songs.
Yeah, it doesn't sound anything like this.
No one can defeat the Tiki Brothers.
Running.
You cannot get past the Tiki Brothers.
Press jump.
Licking my way to the top.
L2? Oh, L2. Wait. Oh, that's it.
Oh, he like fights with his tail. That's
Like
cute.
Mario. Long jump.
You will never survive yet against time.
Maybe that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. All right, what other games am I the guy of? I'm the guy of Populous for sure.
Right. Although we also really underestimated how popular Populous
I know.
was.
I know. In my mind, Populous is not popular, but I don't know how many people played it on Super Nintendo. I think that might be why we think it's not popular.
It was kind of a computer game.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where most people played it.
Here we
I
go,
know what
Spooky
you're thinking.
World.
It's tail time.
But yeah, we talk all the time about how like Heidi is Populous, like how Heidi will get excited when we come home and it'll be like da 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 da. And then as soon as
And then as soon as
Shut up!
Where is it? There.
Shut up!
Sorry, I forgot where the button was. I've never done the Populous button.
oh my god, I'm so glad you have a Populous button.
Yeah, what else do I have?
You're flat.
No! Oh my god, it's a lot of the song.
Yep, still going.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But yeah, Heidi is like, she's like a tension toy. She's powered by tension.
Yeah, no, there's no electricity in her. It's just like she's
Just
spring
wind her
loaded.
tail up.
Yep. Here, let's get Heidi on the camera for a moment. I'm gonna lift this camera up. It's gonna be a disaster. Here she is.
Slip of the tongue.
We're like coming up on the final half hour of the show. What could we talk about?
Let's see.
Yeah, these Gex quips are not really worth keeping an ear out for. This sprite is so cute though. He's a Liz.
Lizzle. Yeah, I mean, we've seen lots of lizard games for the PlayStation.
We have. There's
Not
like
sure
that's
why.
That's for boys. Oh, the way he crawls is so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, he's a gecko.
It's got sticky little feet.
You got any heroes or villains you want to talk about?
One for me and one for me.
Let's see.
I got one.
All right, go ahead.
Jonathan the zombie, the kid who likes turtles.
Oh, Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
Hero or villain?
Oh. We don't know. Well, no, I was thinking he's my hero, and it's a weird hero to have, I admit, but I have I think a good reason. It's because Okay, so, it's a very old but popular video where it's like a 10-year-old boy. He's dressed as a zombie. He's got face paint. And he's being interviewed by like a newswoman who's like, you've got a great zombie face paint going on. You got anything to say? And he says, I like turtles. It's like...
What's so crazy about that anyway?
I just love it that they see his zombie makeup and they think that's what he's all about.
Yeah.
They don't know what he's all about. They don't know what he's thinking. He's not looking for attention with the zombie stuff. He's thinking about his next obsession.
Yeah, right.
He's already moved on.
Well, no,
it's like when somebody asks you to talk about your art that you made a year ago, or that you came up with a year or 5 years ago.
Yeah, they can't pin you down with that. You don't look back.
No.
And that's why, like, you couldn't even ask Turtle Boy about that now. He is so done with turtles.
Right. He's thinking about other things, and I'm sure he still, cares about zombies and turtles, but like, you don't define him by these things. You define him by the fact that he was into them, because he'll just take that same energy and put it towards something else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
This is the mark of a true artist. They're just like autistically obsessed with one thing, and they move on to the next thing like before you know it.
Right.
You think they're still into it.
Right. Art as a stimming activity is pretty typical shit, right?
Yeah.
I forget what this is called, but I once heard somebody refer to art as like a combination of them stimming and doing that thing where you drill a hole in your head to relieve air from your brain.
Trepanation.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Those are the two things that an artist is doing.
Funny.
And if you like that, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to like let out some of the demons that are in your brain.
Yes, absolutely.
With a drill.
Yeah, but that's why you can't really expect an artist to ever, like, I think, I was just talking about this idea that like somebody puts something out and then waits for everybody to appreciate it, and they never appreciated it the way the artist wanted when they wanted it. And then later people have the audacity to appreciate it when the artist is so moved on.
Yeah, like they think the artist is thinking about it while you're watching it or playing it.
Yeah.
It's like,
no.
It's a dead thing. Art is dead. It doesn't, I think we've tricked ourselves into thinking art is alive because it's constantly getting updated.
No, you're right. But no, it's actually like when a cicada sheds its like translucent brown skin, and you look at that and you're like, that looks just like a living bug. I thought that thing was alive. And meanwhile, the cicada is yards away on his other life now.
Yes, that cicada has moved on.
Yeah.
He's thinking of other things.
Yeah, that's just his skin. It's a waste product. That's art.
Yeah, that's what he leaves behind. When we die, we all leave something behind.
Yes. And part of making art is knowing that you're going to be able to leave something behind, but on a daily basis, it gives you no satisfaction that you made that, because you want to make more.
Well, yeah, like, it is great when people appreciate your work, but you cannot control that. So like, I'm not gonna be like, I really hope in 5 years somebody says they really love this work, because you're hoping instead it just happens now.
Yeah, you just want it now. You just want them to like it the way that you want them to like it now. You want them to engage with it fully right now.
You can't do that. You can't force people to accept your own interpretation of your own work.
No.
It's out there. It's theirs now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you can't decide, like, you can't even decide, like,
Just me, or am I engulfed?
what. Man, these. Who's screaming?
Making my way to the top.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get the reaction you want, and like, you know, sometimes it's like kids looking at your thing. So like, you're not going to hear what they think of it until they're adults.
No, they don't understand, or like they say they like it, but they only like it because it's popular with people that they admire or whatever.
Or they like it and they just don't actually have any way of communicating it to you. And
Yeah.
that's later on they can, and maybe you'll hear from them and maybe you won't, and it'll just never be known to you what they thought.
That's fine, you know.
Yeah.
Not everything is your business. When it becomes theirs, it's theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have to stream it on Twitch.
Exactly.
You don't have an obligation to stream anybody's game.
No, and you know, I think about that a lot, that for like every person I hear from who had an experience worth reporting from something I did, there must be so many more who just silently did that and didn't tell me and just like played it and went on with their life, or read it and went on with their life.
Yeah.
Like that's good. That's a good thing. That's they don't need to make content about how much they liked it. Although I love when they do. It makes me happy to know. But I don't need to know what all of them think. I just getting an average consensus of what they thought is helpful to me.
Well, I felt like, you know, when Undertale came out, it was all about people talking about it, sharing about it, you know, that sort of thing. But when I played it, I realized, like, this is too personal. I can't share this. My playing of this game is so personal. What's wrong with people?
Yeah, it is very personal. But, you know, sometimes you play something and it's so personal that you do feel compelled to speak to the person because nobody else has ever like understood this thing the way that you want to be understood.
Yeah.
You know, like they say it in a way that you're like, "Oh my God, that just filled in a gap of my like mental vocabulary."
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have that now. And I feel like I need to tell that person that they did that. I mean, I definitely feel that way about other people's work. And when somebody tells me that, I don't know that I can ever fully even grasp what they mean by that, but it feels good.
Yeah, and it maybe isn't even your business to know what they fully mean by it.
No.
You can't have been there for every experience.
Well, we've met our panel.
No.
Walls, panel.
I just like attention. I'm gonna do this whether I get it or not.
Well, yeah, your game definitely needs attention.
Yeah. It needs attention. Help. I need it. Well, I just like when people play it and then they say, "This is so much better than all the other shit that's out there."
There's this graffiti near my house that says, "Tired of being hurt." And every time I see it, I think it says, "Tired of boring shit."
I mean, for you, it's the same thing, right?
I guess, like, what's more painful than walking out of a bad movie and feeling like, man, that felt like getting hit by a train.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
It's like they really had no respect for the viewers or their time.
No, absolutely. That it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot out of me, and you know, like when a movie has been bad for like 45 minutes, I usually don't. I like, you know, that's the maximum I will allow something to torment me with how little respect it has.
Just
for my
walk
time.
out.
Yeah, just walk out.
Just walk out. Just walk away. That's, you know, what your wonderful husband has told me.
Yeah.
Just walk away. When somebody is impossible to deal with, you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there.
No, just walk away.
No, you have an obligation to yourself to save time.
To save time and like mental energy. Like, I don't need to store this dumb shit in my head.
No.
It's somebody else's problem.
I mean, yeah, it's all up to them now.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to live with the bad movie you made. Don't put that on me,
that's
okay?
not my problem. That, you know, if I don't like a movie, then you can't shame me into liking it. You can't bully me.
No. just because I paid to see the movie. I paid an unbelievable amount of money to sit in a shitty movie theater and eat bad candy.
No. Yeah, milk duds while you watch your dud.
That milks all of your goodwill and from like other movies in the genre.
Yeah. Yeah, dud. That was safe as milk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. Going from a comic to a game drove me insane. That I wouldn't get the feedback. And you know, I actually did want to talk about this. A while back, I read a blog post that I actually thought was, you know, it was good. I didn't have any beef with the quality of the idea. It was basically making the case that aspiring writers should think outside of the novel and perhaps even give up on the idea of the novel, and that the importance of the novel has been heightened so much over centuries, that writers think that that is the be-all end-all of what you can do. And the reality is that if you focus on shorter stories and novellas and things that take less time to make, it is more possible to think about ways to be, for this to be like a viable career. And for you to get by as a writer and therefore have more time to write because you don't have to work other jobs as much. Yum. And then shortly after I saw that, I saw another blog post that was kind of making the case that game designers need to think the same way. That they should stop trying to make a big fucking masterpiece, and they should just make little games and perhaps make them part of an anthology and like make smaller things. And then I went to a comic show and I talked to a bunch of people and, kind of just like, it was like, really just friendly people who, I didn't say that I'd been drawing comics for 10 years or, I didn't give people any information about myself, but I would just talk to someone and be like, I haven't made a comic in a while, it'd be nice to do something. And a lot of them, just kind-heartedly were like, just do something small, just do something small. Just get in there and make something little. And, I'm thinking about this across mediums. And I agree that this is very good advice for somebody who is just starting out and hasn't really done anything yet. But for anybody beyond that, I say fuck this fucking idea of making small things. I'm kind of sick of it. Like, I'm kind of sick of the rejection of something big that you can really take a bite out of. And, like, I don't think this is a movement going on right now. This is just one way of thinking about these things. But I don't want to see people like wholesale reject the idea of making a great masterwork just because only 10 people are going to be guys for it. I don't want people to reject the idea that they should make something that people should be able to like unpack for years. And I think there's a difference there. There's a difference in, skill and intention between what I'm talking about here, making a great work, and making something that is bloated and doesn't want to be finished. I should be very clear. I'm not talking about people who endlessly world build. I'm not talking about people who never fucking finish anything and they want to make their big masterpiece. I'm talking about people who have had, I'd say, a decade of experience under their belt actually following through on things, and have not really taken the time to make something that says something, that is a serious work that means something to them. I think more people should consider doing this. and not be so afraid of the idea of committing so seriously to something that you take so seriously and that you want other people to take seriously. I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
All right, let's back up a little. So you were saying how, without revealing your power level, you were saying, I make comics. And they were like, oh, well, no, you don't. Because you're talking about it, not doing it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you show them your brick and throw it at them. And they're suddenly awed at how... You're like Goku right now. Your power level's over 9,000 and they're shitting themselves. And they're nice now because they're so scared of how powerful. It's like you're that Meredith grad? I thought you were just a Meredith grad.
I don't reveal it though. I go to comic shows and I just talk to people. I don't tell them who I am.
Well, you shouldn't, because then they get an expectation. You're right to just leave it at, oh yeah, I do comics, because I do that shit too. And once in a while they pry a little, and then we get to that point where they're like, "You're Joe?" As in Joe?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, but like I try to not let that define me.
Yeah.
Because like Jonathan the Zombie, my mind is always 10 steps beyond what you think it is. It's you know, I mean, you know, maybe sometimes you and I will be, me and the fan will be thinking about Dog of Wisdom at the same time. You know, there's at least a 10% chance that when you go Hundundus in your daily life, I'm also doing it. And, you know, I do make Dog of Wisdom videos and probably would continue doing them if I had $1 billion. I'm sorry. What I was trying to get to was I would love to make games, and I would love to make a grand game, like an epic game or whatever you call it. And I told you I'd like to make games, and you said you should start small, and I'm thinking you're right. I should probably start small because the game I want to make is way too big for me to, you know, it's biting off a lot more than I can chew. But I'm not thinking at all that I'm not gonna make it. I'm still gonna make it, even though I'm not gonna make it first. Like, you're right. You should think in terms of the big idea. The big idea. What's the big idea?
The big idea.
It's like, don't have big ideas or small ideas. Have all kinds of ideas.
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, I think it is like, yeah, it is good to have a small idea because in hindsight, if I had made a smaller game than the first game I made, I would have made the first game I made faster and better. It would have been good for me to make a smaller game first.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was getting into. But at the same time, I have absolutely no regrets that I did it the way I did it because, well, you know, I just said what my regrets would have been, but like I did it and it was a big idea that I wanted to do. Like, it's in my past now and I don't have to do any more work for that to exist. So it's probably one of the most important things I've ever done because I spent all that time doing it and now it's done. It's like ridiculous to say, but to make something that was a big idea is like, I think to take that, to take everything that you've learned and everything that you are and state that definitively.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm still going to watch the Minute Hour once a week. I'm still going to watch the Minute Hour, something terribly offensive, once a week, which was probably just part of the weekly segment of animation that channel makes, right? Little dashed off things are sometimes like the greatest shit you've ever seen. But there are like, you know, there are different levels of significance that something can have for you. And, you know, there's like the daily sort of significance where you really appreciate serialized work because they give you like this comfort that that gets you through your day-to-day life. By feeding you like your daily bread, you know.
Yeah.
We've talked about your daily bread. So if great serialized work is your bread, what is a big idea, like a masterwork? What sort of nutrients would we classify that as?
Oh, well, I mean, are there any nutrients that you only get like once every 5 years? Because that's what a great game is to me. They don't come every year or every few years. It's 5 to 10 years for me when a game truly grips me and doesn't let go.
5 to 10 years.
Well,
It feels like Thanksgiving. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's a feast.
Yeah, it is a momentous occasion, and it's like there's great games that come out every millisecond, but how many of those actually appeal to me in a very specific way that is just like being grabbed and shaken?
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. How many times? Right. Exactly. It doesn't feed you in that way that's satisfying and expected. It grabs you and shakes you out of everything up until that point.
Yeah. And I can see it when I close my eyes. I can see the game I want to make. That's it's not completely original, but it's not like any other game that's ever existed.
Right.
And that's why it has to be.
That's why it has to exist.
This is what Martin Scorsese was saying. I only watched like a minute of it, but he did like some series where he talked about filmmaking. And one of the very first things he talked about was that you make things because you must. Like it is deep within you to make this. It's like a religious calling to make a film because, you know, nobody else is gonna.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you think Martin Scorsese gives a shit about Goodfellas? Like when you ask one of the masters about their you know most beloved work, the best you're gonna get from them is hey, yeah, that was a good picture. Like that's it. He's so unhappy that he's going to die. Like he's so unhappy that he's not going to keep doing this forever, and he's not going to be able to make every movie he has in mind.
No. But I think if you manage to express yourself even like a percentage of the amount he has, then you've succeeded as an artist. You've certainly said a lot.
Yes. No, absolutely. And I mean, I actually feel quite optimistic about the idea that I will be typing out scripts on my deathbed if I can.
Oh my God, I love that.
You know, that I'm just going to be like, let me see how much I can finish. Let me see how far I can go before I die. Like, and I'm not even going to think about dying until it is medically impossible for me to do anything else.
Yeah.
The will to keep going is, you know, like you say, it's this like magical power. It's this thing that compels me as if from, you know, like spiritually.
Yeah.
And it is what is the word? It is an affirmation of life and a rejection of death. Until the very end. So hopefully I'll be able to carry on creatively in some capacity for quite a while. That would be, that's what I would prefer.
Yeah.
Risen again, Sir Daniel Fortescue. See? The hero of Gallowmere.
Oh my God.
The fog of war.
I scored 7 years ago.
Zedrock and Jerry says, damn, this makes me want to make art instead of watching a Twitch stream. Well, look, the mind needs to rest. But,
Yes.
I mean, I think about this stuff all the time, even when I'm wasting time. Like, especially when I'm wasting time. It's good to think about it. And then when you actually sit down with the time, you've been thinking about it for a while and you're ready to go. It's good to just watch somebody else's fucking art, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, these games, like every game, literally every game, is never going to get the appreciation it deserves.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, nobody talks about medieval anymore.
Well, you know, a lot of these games were popular once, but now they're equal to every other game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're equally old, and they all just like they all just get like poured into this aesthetic slurry.
Yeah.
And people can be like, "Hey," but you know, so it goes for all things, right?
Yeah.
And the continuity of ideas in video games is pretty strong. The continuity of ideas, you might call it ripping each other off, but it leads to a lot of cool things.
I think it's definitely a more creative field than like animation is. Even though, you know, animation might be more afraid to rip off other people's characters.
I mean, yeah, animation goes through these phases of where everything looks absolutely the same.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just, you know, a result of having really boring, really dull people aspiring to do that kind of work, and maybe being the ones who have the most direct opportunity to do so.
Yeah. People who haven't really lived lives yet because they're 18 and they're getting hired for animation jobs, like the most critical jobs, like storyboards.
I mean, I feel like the same thing happens with games that you'll go from like the game, you know, the game school to game industry pipeline.
Yeah.
But if you I think it's easier to be a game designer on your own than it is to be an animator on your own.
Maybe.
You
get more money in general, right?
Yeah. I mean, because animation, there's not even any way to sell it. Like, at least a game, you can charge people money for it. It's a product.
Yeah.
Andrew Razu saying you should open the chest at the end of the corridor.
I like can't read any of this text or have any desire to, so
you
I
can't.
I can't.
Oh my god, I love the way he moves. Oh man, I'm tired. We're gonna go in a few minutes. Tomorrow's Halloween, and we're planning a little fun. We're gonna do up our backyard as a haunted maze for the kids, and we've never tried it before. But Joe actually just recorded some voices for it tonight, and Mike is taking the helm on this one. I'm gonna be helping him set it up tomorrow, but I think it's going to be really cool. And I just hope everyone has fun. I don't know why I'm putting it that way. Like I'm worried about something. I think it's going to be cool. I think, you know, Halloween around here is fun. I love Halloween in Philly. I love the way everyone just hangs out on their porch and hands out candy, and it's just a nonstop parade of kids, and it's gonna be so cute. We're looking forward to it, and I hope everyone has a fun Halloween. Yeah, we saved it for the tail end of the show. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me right now, but I suppose that designing your backyard to be like a haunted maze is a little like making a real life game, and I'll try and film it so I can share it with you guys. I'll film like a POV, so you can be the terrified child walking through our backyard.
I quit the whole game.
No.
Well, we're at the end anyway.
We're at the end. We got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Any other games or topics you'd like to approach?
Let's think.
A let's play. Yeah, a let's play of my backyard.
Did you get any other NES games?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you want to play Street Uni X?
Yeah. How do I get out of here?
Yeah, with that. I'm just gotta exit game. Yeah. Retro Arch. Yeah, there you go. I believe we tried to play this once and we had control issues, but it should work now. That's okay.
Let's see. Here's some notes. I wanted to bring up how Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. It's a game where you're not cool, but the game is cool. Like, well, the game's not cool, but the soundtrack is cool. Like, I just think it's great when the world is cooler than you.
Right, the game is very knowing compared to you.
Yeah.
You don't know anything. You're always like,
yeah, you're completely confused. You're an unwitting hero.
yes.
But you know, there's like, you get a partner named Tristram who's like this adventurer who knows what he's doing, and he's cool, but you're not, and he's in your party, but not for long.
Yeah. You can just press A. Yeah, he's not in your party for long. He shows up and he's good, and then
He's over it.
Yeah.
He's too cool for this game.
Yeah. You're not gonna fight the last villain with him because he would just beat him easily.
This is cool. I like the volume going up.
Yeah.
That's
So this is the developer.
Is it me or am I on fire?
And then like there's a whole bunch of other unicyclists who are featured in the game.
Nice. So these guys, you know, if Tony Hawk doesn't get any respect, these
No.
guys definitely don't get any respect.
These guys get
We've
no
never heard of
respect whatsoever.
They're the best at what
Yes.
they do.
This-
We've never heard of them.
This is one of those games with 50 reviews on Steam.
Yeah.
And it's got like the coolest intro I've seen in a like a modern video game in quite a while.
Oh my god.
I love that you just speed right in. You just
I gotta have my pops. It's like a game will tell you how to play it. You don't
Yes.
need to read.
No, I only went through the tutorial because like I didn't really play the Tony Hawk games, but you'll
Okay.
figure it out immediately.
Yeah, I'll probably figure it out. I play games so I don't have to read. I play games to get away from reading. Or at least that was the thing when I was a kid. You know, I didn't much care for reading. Was very bad at it.
Yeah, you don't like to read, like you don't read books,
I'm
right?
not very good at reading. I feel like I read a sentence and then I read a paragraph and then I go back and reread it 20 times.
Oh, yeah.
Never having gotten anything out of it.
That's a skill you got to develop over time. It takes a long time.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just something you have to get good at.
Yeah,
push
you got to
past.
get good at reading. It's just like Souls games.
Yes. Well, yeah. If you really want to get anything out of it, you have to do a little work and put a little effort into it.
So if you want to grind off of the poles, just press the left or right shoulder,
Okay.
and then you gotta kind of like balance yourself a little bit while you're doing it.
Imagine if Tony Hawk was just like this amount of like obscure, like esoteric.
Oh man, I bet you can grind off of that thing on top.
Nice phone.
Yeah, I love the phone.
Did you want to show me a little?
Oh, I'm not very good at these games, but I do so love this one. Oh.
Well, yeah, like, it feels like this game is completely detached from the was cool once curse. It's not cool ones, and the retro graphics show how this is the game. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look cooler than this.
No, it's not supposed to look cooler than this. All right, I do suck.
There's another Tony Hawk game for Steam called Skatebird
Ah,
that I thought looked cool.
what's it called? Shapebird?
Skatebird.
Oh, Skatebird.
It's basically a skateboarding game, but you have wings, so you can flap.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really cute.
It is. They're like little finches.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, Oscar might like that.
Yeah, no, he would. I mean, he loved this. He was playing this for a long time today.
Yeah, I heard you guys playing it. You were laughing.
He's laughing his ass off at it. I might go back to the tutorial level just to figure out how to do some of this shit again. I'm just falling for no reason.
So I wanted to say that I don't know about next time, but on a future stream, I want to do some Commodore 64 games.
I would love that. Yeah.
Like,
I'm running out of time.
I feel like Portal is a great counter to that era because it's like for you, it's like before your time and after your time, right?
Yes, absolutely. Be another guy.
Well, I guess C64 is before my time.
Yes.
And Portal and like Xbox 360 is after your time.
Absolutely. C64 is after my time, but it was where I came to understand command lines and like, you know, video games for dorks.
Meredith Origins.
What was it?
Meredith Origins.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like I was writing out command lines when I was a kid because that's how you access the game.
Yeah, you have to understand it a little bit or else you can't play games.
Yeah, right. And that's like, there's no better incentive than that. Oopsie.
Yeah. Now, what else did you have to put in a little bit of work to get the games going?
Well, DOS.
Yeah, DOS games like DuckTales with like a anti-piracy measure.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. Anti-piracy. You had to just like be a little savvy to figure this shit out.
Yeah, you have to go into the directory and find the exe.
All right, I'm gonna get good at this so I can look cool playing it next time. I love this guy just like folds his arms when he's up in the air.
I mean, you know, I've seen lots of people who are really good at games and don't look cool at all doing it. And I feel like this game would be no exception.
Right, you just never look cool riding around in your unicycle.
No. But Tony Hawk might be wiser than we realize because it's not about what people think of you. People thinking you're cool does not make you cool.
No.
It comes from within. It always has.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
I mean, like imagine Henry Winkler now going in and like hitting the jukebox. Who's gonna think he's cool except Henry Winkler?
I mean, yeah, Henry Winkler is cool because of the person that he is. And I know that to be true because he has like a reputation as being like one of the nicest guys in Hollywood. And that you don't get a reputation for being nice without like being nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, You know, wasn't Carrie Fisher also like cool, or was she evil? Do I have it wrong?
She was cool because she struggled with addiction and she was like world weary, but she'd gotten through it, you know?
Yeah.
No, she was cool because she was like, listen, I'll tell you how it is, you know?
Yeah, Henry Winkler. I think about him all the time, and it's because his character is such a powerful symbol. Like anything cool always comes back to the Fonz.
The Fonz, yeah.
It's
and
like he popularized these cool things, like wearing a jacket and saying "Hey." I say that all the time when something works.
I mean, he was just like a cartoon version of that guy in real life.
Yeah. And,
I love this. They sound like this band sounds like Minutemen. It's good shit.
There's nothing more cartoonishly cool than jumping over a shark. Like, it's so ridiculous to even think about now that that's supposed to be cool when it's really just like dangerous.
Cool. It's cool to not be afraid of death. And that's why skaters are cool.
Yeah, yeah. You know, those jackass guys, no one's allowed to do that, not even them. You can't just go through life being a good boy and be cool. You have to break a few of the rules.
All right, I think we're gonna call it there. I'm not gonna play any more. Yeah, no, you have to. You say the Skater Mags didn't like Tony Hawk because he was skating wrong. Maybe because he was wearing a helmet. But I'm pretty sure he's alive, so that worked out okay for him. I'm such a mom. I am such a mom. All right. So I'll be around for next week for the stream. The week after that, we might change the schedule because I'm gonna be in another time zone. So we'll let you know next week when we figure that out. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing a Halloween recap. Right? Everyone loves a Halloween recap 6 days after Halloween.
Nobody's willing to give up Halloween until December.
No, we're going to be sitting here eating old candy next week. So we'll see you then. Have a good one. Watch out for people putting extremely expensive drugs in your kids' free candy. Always a concern. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
And as always, leave Brittany alone.
As always, she's a human.